Jason Rzucidlo reporting from the Max M. Fisher Music Center in Detroit for the 2014 main event. Coming up, we're going to take you inside the theater for a look at the awards ceremony.
Joining SRG about 2.5 years ago, the challenge was how do we communicate this? Last year we introduced our SRG app, which is on the iPhone and iPad. We recreated 25 or 26 of our chrome finishes, which was quite difficult, and you can download them on the App Store. We also worked with RTT and recreated those finishes for the Delta Gen 2 to simplify the process for designers. When they develop their designs, they can select the components and change it to the various chromes we have. With Lawrence Tech, we wanted to take it to the next level. How do we showcase our product on a car without really doing a generic car for each of our customers? You know, taking a Ford or a GM or a Chrysler and modifying it to showcase. So we wanted to create our own SRG car. And we looked to Keith and his group and the students to develop it more in this whole maybe not. No, I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. Actually, I have to be honest about this. I spent many days during meetings in front of my bosses drawing cars on Excel sheets, PowerPoints, and I had to find an honest way to draw cars in the week without kind of upsetting everybody. So we created this project, and I was able to get out of the office twice a week and join the students and kind of relive my youth when I was working in the OEM studio. So that was a great project. Let's play the video first, and I'll chat a bit about it. Who's doing this? Brand Essence. What? Oh no, let's play this now. Yeah.
SRG needed a car. We supplied the automotive industry with high-end finishes, chrome-plated components, but every time we've gone to a customer, we're showing their own car or somebody else's car, some of the components or some of our innovative technologies. So we decided, why not create an SRG car? We needed a canvas to show our parts. And what better way to show it than on your own car and properly designed by talented students.
I heard SRG Global was sponsoring the project. I was both excited and a little intimidated because typically as a designer we get projects sponsored by OEMs. And it's nice because we always have a brand styling to go back to. It's inherent to that brand. With SRG Global being a supplier company, they didn't really have a brand styling, which was difficult at first, but eventually proved to be very beneficial because it really gives you an opportunity to be very creative with your designs.
I was worried that I wasn't going to know what to draw or what my focus was going to be, but it turned out to be almost a blessing because I didn't have a brand to follow, so I was that much more free to do what I wanted to do.
We chose Lawrence Tech because of the good balance between engineering and design. We didn't need just a styling proposal, but we needed them to think through the actual car, the components, and all the manufactured components we provide to the industry. I think the biggest takeaway for this project, in regards to the students, is the challenge to design a product without specific guidelines from an existing established brand. Even when we gave them the SRG logo, they said, but that's not a car. I said, well, look at it as a car badge. You're creating a new car. You're establishing a new brand in the market. And once they embraced it, then it just flowed very well.
One of the things that was very beneficial and unique to this project was the large amount of reviews that we had with OEMs. We brought a lot of people in from OEMs, a lot of executives, and with that came a lot of different critiques and a lot of different opinions. And so one of the things that I learned most from this project was how to take those criticisms and combine them all into one design, trying to please as many people as they could at one time.
The students are so enthusiastic with new ideas and new trends and new innovations, and they think a different way. We kind of get a bit blasé in the industry, and when you see the fresh thinking they have, it's it's quite phenomenal, and it keeps you young. It keeps you on your toes.
I'm afraid to touch this. You know, I have to add, for the students, the challenge, when they saw the list of components we manufacture, the biggest fear was turning this into Mr. Potato Head. And so the whole challenge was think like Pininfarina, think like Bertoni. You don't have a client, but you're going to present this car in Geneva. So it's the pure design, it's your shape, you're going to create it, and we're going to take a look at it and add our components after the fact. And the three runner-ups and the winner have done a tremendous job. It was actually very tough for us to choose the guys. So our third runner-up, Ahmed Kamlouche, please come up. Our second runner-up is Greg Vandervoort. Our first runner-up, Jacob Lehman. And this was tough. I mean, these guys were very talented, great work. And our winner is Daniel Kangas.
All right, Dan.
Part of the Industry Innovator of the Year is, lost my train of thought. Industry Innovation of the Year Award is for Ian Callum. We have a short video that we would like to play that talks about his design philosophy.
The role of the designer is to make lives a little better. When we do it right, we create clarity where there was confusion, elegance where there was commotion. Imagination, to quote Albert Einstein, is more important than knowledge. And when we let our imaginations run free, we can offer something wonderful to the world. Something like our Jaguar CX-17 concept, our first sports crossover vehicle. At Jaguar, our values have always been about agility, performance and beauty, and because the CX-17 is the new type of vehicle for us, these values are more important than ever. It had to be instantly recognisable as a Jaguar. It had to look fast. It had to look muscular and assertive. The proportions and the stance had to be exciting, but above all else, it had to look like a driver's car. A Jaguar. Great design should always tell a story, and Jaguar's new aluminium architecture, on which the CX-17 is built, gives us the potential to create a range of different vehicles, all with a different story to tell. Something adventurous, for example, or daring, a tale of beauty and emotion, even a leap into science fiction. But while each story is different, they've all been written by the same author, because now, anything we can imagine, we can create.
So part of our committee is also the honorees that we've awarded. So we've had Mr. Lutz, Peter Horbury, and last year we had Elon Musk, as well as Maura Callum. And at this time, I'd like to ask Maury to come up and join me on the stage. And together, we're going to present the award for Ian. Ian, would you please come up and receive your award?
I should actually point out that I think you watched the casting process of this award. What Keith forgot to mention was that changing the names on the awards is very difficult. So he's really looking for anyone else named Callum for next year. Or at least someone with the first name of Ian. So with that, my brother.
So you have a sister?
Designer as well. Yes, good evening. You know, the CX-17 was the latest car that we created of new architecture that we're fitting Jaguar. The future is very bright, but it hasn't just come overnight to success for Jaguar. It's taken a long time. It's taken about 15 years. We started off the plan probably about 12 years ago. I put a great design team together. And by the way, I'll be sharing this award with my design team. I know my name's on it, but they're very much part of my life. I'm very proud of them. But a great design team together that work together. So you young guys out there, listen to some of this as some advice, because it's very, very important. Some of us don't get this right and we have to learn third or fourth time around. Get a great team around you. Surround yourself with good people, and people you enjoy being with. My design team are my friends. And we go out in the evening, we share times together. The next thing we did was create a design philosophy. It wasn't a new one. It's actually a design philosophy that Sue Lyons, the founder of Jaguar, created all these years ago. That's about purity and simplicity and great proportions. Now, I know all YouTube designers try and put that into your cars anyway, but I think at Jaguar we work a little bit harder to get to that final result. And we kept that design philosophy going right through the whole process of designing Jaguars, and we still do to this day. Now, the next thing is with a design philosophy, learn to communicate it. And that's what we did consistently as we went through the years. A number of years, it all took a bit longer than I thought incidentally. There was a bit of a glitch in the middle called the financial crisis, which held us up for a while, but it came back good again. But learn to communicate your design philosophy, learn to communicate exactly what you mean by it and remain consistent with it. Take people with you, take manufacturing with you, take suppliers with you, and most of all, take your CEO with you. And you'll make friends. As long as you make friends as you're creating cars, you will get there. And that's why at Jaguar, we have a lot of friends with design. Jaguar Design leads the attributes in the attributes list, and that's why we're able to create the cars that we do today. And I feel very proud to be part of that journey and part of that story. Thank you all very much for this award.